really exciting for you guys today. It's a piece of technology that's going to help you listen to yourself read. It's going to help you find those tricky words that are hard to sound out sometimes. It's also going to help you read the way you talk. We talked a lot about using good expression and not reading like a robot. And sometimes it's hard to hear yourself read. And these right here are what I'm going to share with you today. These are your digital recorders. All right? We're going to take a couple quick minutes. If you can sit quietly and follow directions, I'll show you how to use them, and then we'll give them a try. All right? Here we go. This is actually really easy to use, Lucas. The only thing you need to do to turn it on, you have a slide button on the side of your recorder. When it's off, you slide it, you actually turn it off and on the same way. You just take the slide button, you push it over to the side, and you can watch the screen turn on. There we go. All right? Thank you to those of you sitting quietly. All right. You turn it off the same way. You just slide it down again. There we go, and it turns off. You can also lock it so that when it's on, it stays on, or when it's off, it stays off. And that's a great way to save our batteries, because we don't want to spend a lot of money on batteries all the time. So when you turn it on, excuse me, let's only use the lock when you turn it off, because if you lock it when it's turned on, you can't record. So if someone slides it up to lock up there and then they try to hit the record button, it's not going to work. They're going to think it's broken, but it's not. I'll just say, oh, take it off hold, and you're good to go. It's really easy to use. Would you take a minute to quietly look at the recorder and see what you notice?
Stop.
Thank you to those of you doing this quietly. Emily Andrews, what do you notice about the recorder? What do you see?
It says stop.
Okay. What else do you see? Lucas Alvarado. Can you come up and show me which button you're looking at? Which button are you looking at? The yellow button. That's a button that you're not going to use. That's just a teacher button. That's the erase button. Would you have a seat? Right over here in front of you. Thank you. That's the erase button. What these do, boys and girls, is these record your voices. So that when you hit the record button and you listen, you're talking to the microphone, and then you hit the stop button, and then you hit the play button, you'll get to hear yourself. So I'm going to show you. You have to use headphones with these. Because if you don't use headphones, then it's going to get really noisy, and you won't be able to concentrate. So I've got my headphones, and I want you to look at the top of the recorder. It's kind of hard to see. You'll notice there's one plug-in that says ear and another plug-in that says mic. Which one do you think you're going to plug this into? Kaylee?
Ear.
You don't need the mic plug-in at all. So I'm going to plug it into ear, and then I'm going to read. Watch how I do this. Watch very carefully. I'm going to go to Ant the Three Little Figs. Watch what I do. I'm going to sit. Are you ready? All right, here we go. I'm going to press the record button, then I'm going to read. Normally, you're going to read the whole story before you hit stop, but since I'm just giving you a quick example, we're not going to do the whole thing. Here we go. Ant and the Three Little Figs. Ant said, read me a story. I like to read. I said, okay. Ant sat down by me. I opened the book and began to read. Once upon a time, there were 3 little figs. Ant sat up. Which button did I push when I was all done? Callan.
Stop button.
Very good. Now, normally, I'm going to just leave my headphones plugged in, but I want you to hear it. So I'm going to unplug. I'll take these down so I can hear better. And I'm going to hit the play button. Let's see how well you guys can hear it, even from the back of the room. Ready?
Ant and 3 little figs. Ant said, read me a story. I like to read. I said, okay. Ant sat down by me.
Could you hear it okay, Cypress?
Yeah.
Yeah? You can hear it from way over there? Can you hear it now? Watch what happens. Can you hear it?
No.
You
Is it
can?
even playing?
You might be able to a little bit. I can hear it. It's nice and loud in my ear. The cool thing is when I'm recording, I can hear myself in my ear at the same time. So that kind of helps you listen for those tricky words and reading with good expression. Okay, that's all you got to do. Hit record, hit stop, hit play. When you want to do, after you're done recording, there's a really special way of reading that I want to teach you. Would you do me a favor and whisper the words ant, ant and the three little figs, but whisper it. Okay. If you've ever listened to the Read Naturally tapes out in the hallway, you're supposed to read along with the person who's reading the story. In my class, because there's so many of us in such a small space, I want to teach you how to do buzz talking. Would you put your fingertips on your throat, please? Buzz talking is barely louder than a whisper. It's just a whisper, but just loud enough so that your voice buzzes on your fingertips. Would you say, see how quiet that was? You could even do it a little quieter. Let's try it again. Ready? That's buzz talking. Just a little bit louder than a whisper so that your voice is buzzing on your fingers. When you listen to yourself, Lucas, when you listen to yourself read, I want you to buzz talk with yourself. So watch how I do this. Are you ready? I said, okay. Aunt sat down by me. Could you hear me, Matthew?
Yes.
You were sitting almost right next to me. You couldn't hear me? That's going to be really nice when there's all of us using these at the same time. Okay. Any questions?
Yes.
Gabe.
See a little plus and minus.
The plus and minus, that's a good question. That's volume. So if it's not loud enough, you can hit the plus button. And if it's too loud, you can turn the volume down. Okay? I like the volume up pretty loud. It's not going to get too loud to hurt your ears. Don't worry about that. Callan?
Well, if it's on hold, if you just turn it up to the top, it'll just turn it off.
Right, that's what I said a few minutes ago, that if it's on hold, it's not going to record. Thank you. All right. There's a special